Hi, hello colleagues, this is Fidel Villalobos. Today I'm going to share with you one way in which you can teach a task-based activity using noun clauses. Now, as a general intro, I can tell you that clauses are generally troublemakers for students or learners whose first language is not English. Those troubles are closely related with comprehension and language production. Okay, just to give you very briefly, because I don't want to get into a lecture on what noun clauses are, because it's not the purpose of this teleclass. I'm going to give you just some of the types of subordinate clauses that we have. Okay, so we have infinitive verbal clauses, we have noun clauses, which is the one that we are going to be talking about more today. We have non-finite clauses, we have defining and non-defining phrases and clauses. However, as I already advanced, the learning object here is noun clauses. Now, what are some of the examples of noun clauses? So we have, among the most known, we have question words like when, we also have where, and we also have if or whether, and of course that. Now the question is, how will learners achieve that? Well, they will dramatize, of course, because this activity will imply that the teacher will provide some basic instructions, material, or even equipment, and students will have to, come up with some of their creativity as well. So, a report about any issue that resembles a social problem in Panama will be ideal. An example, we have heard so much nowadays about this transportation shortcoming that we have with the Metrobus and the imminent return of Red Devil buses, or aka Diablos Rojos. Okay, yes, but I'm not going to go into too much details about what has brought us to this situation in Panama or whatsoever, because that's not what concerns us in this class. But students will have to find out what is the problem and come up with a report. But for that, if you have more than 1, 2, 3, 4 students, then you will have to assign roles for this activity. So some of the roles that you can find out in this time of occupations are broadcast news presenter, okay, you have the writer, you have the editor, you have the video camera operator, you have a reporter or a correspondent, whichever you want to call it, and of course you cannot forget about one key actor, which is who is someone from the community, a member of the community, or a community member, because there's no news if there's no people involved from the community. You need to, in order to produce news, you need someone who can tell you a story, or more than one. Okay, so yes, in order for learners to dramatize under these parameters, we need to have roles, and these roles are associated with the occupation. So we need a broadcast news presenter, those that come out on the TV, really normally really calm but reading everything from the teleprompter. We need a writer that come up with the story. We need also someone who edits the story, who is working on the job that somebody else did already. And we also have a video camera operator who is holding a camera, aiming at the interviewer and the interviewee. And we can, of course, you have the reporter, the correspondent. And there's no news if you don't have a community member, or in this case, a user from the transportation system. Okay, so let's talk about responsibilities of learners in the activity. Okay, we talk about the broadcast TV news presenter, whose role is to establish a liaison with the reporter or correspondent present at one of the Metrobus bus station. Now, in this role, the broadcast and whoever student or learner will take this role will have the opportunity to make use of 3 of the 4 language skills, and that is listening, speaking, reading from the teleprompter, which is one of the devices that they have available to read all the news and everything that they have to. Now, on the other side, we have the reporter. The reporter will be the one in charge of doing interviews, maybe to 1 or more users of this transportation system, to get impressions about the service. Now, in the role of the reporter, he will only be able to initially to listen in, to do listening and speaking, because what he will do is just do questions and get answers in turn. Obviously, there is another role that I think is a little bit quiet, though I have seen some cases in which the video camera operator, in this case, which is the third role, involves more than just holding the camera and aiming at the interviewer or the interviewee in this case. So he will operate the video camera and capture images not only of the user being interviewed, but also from the premises of the bus station, and this will merely be listening. Now, referring back to what I said, is that sometimes it's funny because when people don't like to be taped, or they don't like cameras in front of them, they tend to enter into aggression and try to hit the cameraman. So that's the only opportunity in which I have seen a cameraman speaking and putting into practice his speaking skill. Maybe students can come up with this real life scenario. Let's go with the other 3 roles. We have the user or the community member. They normally complain about how bad the system is, so they will express unhappiness of the poor quality service that this transportation system offers, and maybe demanding improvement or the return of Diablos Rojos. Well, if we put ourselves in this role, we will find that they normally listen and speak to. So there are only 2 skills that they will. Okay, so using. Now, of course, question as to what teachers need in the classroom to make this happen are normal, but learners will normally need material or other things to perform. In this case, my recommendation would be just to make sure you have short job description of roles and responsibilities. In this case, the aforementioned roles that we have for this particular task-based activity. Scripts. It's highly recommended that they have script, even when these kind of task-based activity are supposed to be assigned to students whose command of English is already advanced, or they can have also a high demeanor of the language. Device, equipments, also furniture. I don't know, they can create their own. You just give them the ideas of what they need. They will need probably a video camera. If it's a real video camera and they can tape themselves doing the report, that will be interesting as well, because it will make it real, and they will, after that, they will be able to watch it just like I would watch this video in the end, and laugh at all the things that they have done. Also a microphone, TV news stage. I don't know, they can put the stage together. Desk, for the writer, the editor, and I don't know. Everything will come up as they put into gear their imagination. Okay, colleagues, I appreciate your attention. I'm not sure if you were expecting a high quality video out of this, but my aim was just to share with you what my view is about task-based activity, and I hope you have enjoyed. Thank you very much. We'll see each other next Saturday. Bye bye.